everyone. Welcome to another section of the Victory Post podcast. And today we have a very special guest with us. Her name is Blanca, and she's an IFBB Pro. So we over here to talk about more about her personal life and her bodybuilding career and how everything is going for her. Blanca, thank you for being on my podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, yeah. So before we start though, we're gonna jump into my bodybuilding shows. So I have two bodybuilding shows coming on this year. One in August 17th in Scottsdale, Arizona, and one in November 9th in Tucson, Arizona. So this is a IPE Pro qualifier with the NAMBF. So if you are thinking about becoming a natural bodybuilder and also qualifying to be a pro, this is the show for you. All right, Blanca. Briefly introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Blanca Barcelo, and I am an IFBB Figure Pro. I have two children, and I work for Wells Fargo as a senior leader business execution consultant. I've been with Wells Fargo now for almost 19 years this year, and I've been training in bodybuilding and competing for 14 years.
14 years. Wow. Yeah, I wasn't even in this country when you started competing, so that's good. So now let's jump into some questions. So let's do this ice break question. Have you ever had a workout fail or embarrassing gym moment that you can share with everyone?
I can't really think of an embarrassing moment or like a failure in the gym, but I know in the past when I first started bodybuilding, I was very intimidated by going into the free weight section because I would always see the big guys training in there, and I had no idea how to train or what to do, and I didn't want people to make fun of me. But in reality, people don't make fun of you. They're doing their thing, and they're not really paying attention, or majority of people are not there to pay attention to others and make fun of them or anything. If anything, I've found out that it's a great community where everybody wants to help everyone, and I do the same thing if I'm seeing someone, and if they're really gonna hurt some themselves, then I will say something. But otherwise, I pretty much leave everyone to do their own thing, and that's basically it. But no, I don't think I've had anything like that, any embarrassing moments. The only thing I can think of is guys do come up to me sometimes and they love my traps and my back. That's one of the things that I get the most compliments about, how big my traps are in my back, and they want to know tips to figure out how to get their traps the same way.
All right, so that's good. That's good. So you aren't the kind of lady who goes to the gym with an headphone on and you say, "Hey, don't talk to me."
Well, I don't say don't talk to me, but I think I do have that attitude of like I'm going in there and I'm very focused and I'm there for a purpose. So I go there, have my headphones, they look like this, and just listening to music, and I'm super focused. So a lot of the people don't approach me because of that. But there are, certain people that do, and I'll take the time to talk to them and say hi and give them my opinion on things, if they ask for them.
Okay, nice. So how do you approach fitness in the form of self-care and stress relief?
Well, that's exactly how I approach it. I see it as a form of self-care and and also relaxation, because for me, ever since I started, with everything, being a single mom and taking care of my children, I wanted to make sure I took care of myself so I could be a better mother, better worker in my career. So it did help me a lot. It has helped me a lot tremendously ever since I started working out. I noticed a difference in my health and just in my overall well-being, and that's the reason why I continue doing it.
Nice. So your children really enjoy that too, right?
I do. I don't see it as a form of punishment or because I want to get in shape or like a 30-day challenge or anything like that. I know I see a lot of that, and that's great, if you're getting started, but it's it's um it's just a habit. It's a way of living. So I that's how I approach it. It's just like brushing your teeth or taking a shower and things like that. It's just what I do every day. If anything, I do miss it when I don't. But I'm starting to get to do other things, that help me with the balance of it and not being so focused on the weight training because it keeps you very tight. You want to be able to be flexible also. So I'm starting to incorporate more yoga, more, just hiking and other things that can help you just balance your life because that's what life is all about, balance.
Nice, nice. So, you made a good point about flexibility. We can talk more about that. So, so you have children, you have family, you have a full time job. Sounds like it's gonna be very like how do I put this? You don't have enough time to kind of like socialize or something, right? So, how do you incorporate socialize the socialization aspect into your bodybuilding regime and your full-time job and your family?
Well, it's all about balance, and I know people discuss this, and I've heard it all. Where if you have a balanced job, balanced life, you're not really focused on other things. But I think it's where you've put the focus. For instance, when I'm about to do a show, which I'm prepping now to do my pro debut in August, and when that's in full effect, basically, yes, I'm going to be focused more on that aspect of my life. So the socializing and everything else is going to come second. Although my job, my full-time job, because that's how it's my living. Obviously, that never comes second. It's just part of it. But I definitely don't leave it on the side because I'm the type of person that wouldn't be okay with that. I have to be doing well in all aspects of my life in order for my life to be going well. If I'm slacking off in my career and I'm doing well in bodybuilding, for me, that's not a win.
Yeah.
For me, that's a loss. So I have to do well. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to focus in bodybuilding. So it's just about little prioritizing. So, it's probably going to look like, let's say instead of like, my career, maybe looking for more challenges during that time or a promotion. Maybe that's not the time to look for that. Maybe it's the time to be able to focus on my bodybuilding, make sure that I do everything I can in that aspect so that I can be the best I can. And then just maintaining and continue to do a good job in my career and obviously with my family. My family never comes second. They've always come first. As like I said, a single mom, and I've been a single mom for a long, long time since my children were little. And they basically have seen me grow in my hobby and my career. So they see a mom who finished her degree. I got my bachelor's degree when they were little. They saw me working hard. They saw me attain my recent IFBB Pro card, which took me 14 years. They saw me working hard in my career and getting promotion after promotion. We travel, we've done things together. So they see that, and that's what I'm proud of because I don't take away from other parts of my life in order to be able to just be good in one area.
Yeah, nice. So we're gonna talk a little bit about your IFBB, your IFBB Pro. But before we do, I wanna see. So as an athlete, right? You've mentioned a lot of what you strive for. In order to be better in everything you do, such as your family, which comes first, your job, your bodybuilding career, and all that stuff. Is there anything? Is there like one particular thing you think you are missing?
Probably, yeah. I mean, my personal relationship. It's probably like the thing that has been missing.
Okay.
That I can probably say, yeah, that, some people say like if you're fortunate in other areas, you're not fortunate in love.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm unfortunate in love. It's just that I haven't found that special person yet.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably what it is. Like I would probably say that's the area where
That's the area.
I'm not 100% yet. And
So
it's okay. It's okay.
it's okay.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You know. So yeah. So for everyone watching,
No, no. That was not part of the deal. It was not an advertisement for sure.
All right. I'm kidding. All right, Blanca. So why IFBB?
Well, yeah, a lot of people think, always question that. I remember I worked with a lot of great different trainers, and I remember one trainer in particular asking me, if you want to become a pro, there's so many different federations you can be a pro in. And you don't have to be a pro in NPC. You can always be a pro in other areas. But I'm the type of person that love challenges, and I know I don't want to win my pro card if I'm only going up against like maybe, 3, 4 people. I can't. Like I've always loved challenges. That's just the way I am, and I'm built for that. Like I want to win, when there's like, 10, 20 people that are hardcore and, that it's difficult. And that's how I want to win. And that's why it took me so long. And that win for me, because, the things that take you longer are the things that you appreciate the most. I really appreciate it. That's, but that's the reason why IFBB versus other federations. And nothing against any other federations. You promote a great federation. You're doing a good job with that. And, that's great. That's awesome. And for everybody who's starting, I would probably say that, because I actually did my first competition in National Federation. It was a Copper Classic in Sierra Vista. So, yep. And that's where I started. So, yeah. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just what I prefer.
Yeah. That makes sense. I always say, if IFBB is your goal, if you want to compete in, with like the best of the best in the industry, and not to say the Natural Federation also has like amazing athletes, like
Correct.
so many amazing athletes. But if it's your goal
Correct.
to go for the IFBB, go for it, But to me, if you ask me for advice, I would say, you know what, I do natural because I love it, So if you want to stick to natural, yeah, I will support you. If you want to go to IFBB route, I will also support you. But to me, I'm doing natural because I love it,
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's just a preference.
Yeah, it's just a preference.
And like you said, it's not because there are not good athletes. I've seen tremendous good athletes in the natural division, and but unfortunately you don't get as many people, and you know that. I mean, there's a struggle to get a lot of people to compete.
There is so many natural shows.
Yes.
Like, so
Correct.
Many. It's
So
crazy.
right, and nowadays I like the fact that there's more people competing, because when I started back 14 years ago, I mean, it was not as
It wasn't as
no, it wasn't as popular, and I feel like it's become more popular, which I think it's great, because it just gets you to that next big goal, with the big level of like your fitness. You just it's different than just working out on a regular basis and eating healthy, which is great, and I encourage everybody to do that. But when you are, when you become a pro or you're doing a bodybuilding show, that's just a different level of training and dieting.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I've seen that with so many athletes. So yeah. So to continue, do you have any? I know you mentioned you have shows coming on. So can you talk a little bit about those?
So I got my pro card after competing since I started prepping for a show 2009. I did my first show in the Copper Classic March of 2010, and I got my pro card for the IFBB last year in September 2023. So actually 13 years, not 14. So I've been training for 14 years. But my goal, and I told my coach that originally, I said, I'm just going to become a pro, and that's all I want. And then and then once I became a pro, he's like, you got to do at least one show. Come on. You can't just quit, So I'm like, okay, I'll do my first show. And I've been having to travel to get my pro card out of town. So I had to travel to, different places, New Jersey. We went to Vegas. We went to Pittsburgh. And so I wanted to do a show in town, in Arizona. So this coming up show, it's going to be in Arizona, here in Phoenix. and I want my family and friends to be able to see me because they couldn't travel out of town, and I could only take a few people. And I happened to be lucky to have my daughter and my sister when I became a pro, and that was awesome. Yeah, that was the best feeling ever to have family. It's always good.
Yeah, it's always good. Yeah. So yeah, so for anyone, if you live in the Tucson or Phoenix area, make it, just go support my friend Blanca. Show coming soon.
August
So
24th.
August 24th.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
it's in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's
Phoenix
about
Rising.
yeah, it's about this couple of days after my show. So
Oh,
yeah.
awesome! I didn't know you were going to do a show.
No, the show
Oh,
I'm
the
promoting.
promo. Okay,
Yeah,
the show you're
yeah,
promoting.
I guess 17th one. Yeah.
I see.
So yeah, yep. So that's good. That's good. Since competing in the NPC IFBB, how has that affected your self-image? Because I know bodybuilding, we are very very big into that self-image.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me if it's impacted you positively or negatively or neutral?
I would say for me, thank God, it's been neutral. I actually had this conversation with my daughter not too long ago because she said, thank you, Mom, for never having body, like issues, like self issues, like body image issues, because she never grew up with me saying like, oh my God, I hate this, or oh my God, I don't like that. Even though I started with bodybuilding when she was about 11 years old, she's now going to be 25 this year. And she traveled with me all over, so she's like the best judge. She always knows what to look for. But she told me, she says, you did it, and you never were, even when you were off season or you gained a little bit more weight or anything, like you never said anything negative about your body. And I'm thankful because I've never had any issues with it. Like I always feel comfortable where I'm at. Not to say that when my clothes get a little bit tighter in the off season, I'm like, okay, it's like, oh yeah, I think I need to start. But at the same time, I never like hate my body. Never say that I hate it. And I know that that comes with the territory sometimes. So I'm very thankful that never happened to me. And I think it could have been just the fact that I'm happy where I'm at because the fact is I'm always looking, because I'm looking for challenges. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So when I'm eating more in the off season, I know it's for a goal to be able to gain more muscle, to be able to be better for my next show. So I'm not looking at it as, oh, I'm overweight right now and I don't like the way I look. I'm thinking, this is going to help me for, the next time I cut. And then when I'm cutting and I'm actually doing the show, of course, I'm enjoying the fact that, I get a lot of looks, especially in the gym because I'm super cut and everybody's coming up to me like thinking like, whoa, this is crazy. And, it's like you start seeing all of the muscle definition and it just looks really cool. So I love my body at every stage. I can really say that. And, I'm happy to be able to do that.
Nice. That's a very good response. So since the show is coming up in about 3.5 or 4 months, can you tell us a little bit about your split and schedule between trainings?
Well, I get my schedule and my diet from my coach. I pretty much have done every type of diet. I even did, like the macro diet, and I got pretty lean, and I did very well. And I'm not against any kind of diet as long as you get to the goal because there's different ways to get into where you need to go. But what I prefer is a special diet. So I want my coach to tell me what to eat so I don't have to think about it. I just do it and that's it. And the same thing with the training. He tells me what to do. I follow his training split. I do my check-ins every week. I just had my check-in this morning and he'll tell me, based on what he sees or what I need or what I'm lagging at the time, he'll, either have me do like 2 shoulder days or 2 back days or 2 leg days, just depending on what what I need.
All right, nice. So when you're training for a show like this, which is very big, right? It's a pro show, so it's really big.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you go to the gym and you don't really feel the need to work out. What do you do? How do you approach it?
And that's a great question because people see me and they think like, oh yeah, she always feels like she wants to work out. No, there's been plenty of times, especially during a prep, when I am low in energy and I have low calories and I have to do 2 cardio days, and I have to do my weight training. And on top of that, I have my family, and I'm also I full-time career. I have a full-time career. And so I basically do it because of that drive and dedication I have. It's not because I'm motivated. At that time, I'm not motivated. It's not like, I'm saying, oh, I can't wait to go to the gym. I'm actually so drained that those are the hardest the times, and that's when I push the hardest because I don't have the energy.
Yeah, nice. So again, it's all about the, what do we call it? It's all about your goals, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if you really want it, then you surely put the work in. So,
Exactly.
yeah. All right. Um, so you were talking about, whenever you don't feel the need to train, like, you have family, you have your full time career. How does, so when you get close to the bodybuilding show, how does your hormonal changes affect your need to keep going?
Well, like I said, you.
Because that's big, right?
Oh
It's
yeah.
way different from your
Well,
family. It's way different from
yeah. It affects your sleep. It,
yeah.
it affects your, and you know this.
Yeah.
You've done shows before. I mean, you're tired, but you can't sleep.
Yeah.
It's the opposite, and people think like, how can you not sleep? No, you're so tired you can't sleep. So, but I already know. Like I've been doing it for 14 years, so I already know what to expect. And when I'm going through it, I know what to do. And basically what I do, is I rely on like teas and relaxation to make sure that body work, the like all these other things, even meditation. I'm starting to use meditation.
Okay.
It really does help. But yeah, it does. Meditation, the like, the baths at night, just anything that can get me into that relaxation mode at night. And the less stress you have, the better, which is hard to do because you're putting your body through a lot of stress. That's the bottom line. And there's really no healthy way, it's unhealthy. I mean, whether you do it natural or unnatural or, whatever you do, it's still not healthy. Your body's not supposed to get into those low levels, like body fat levels, and with low calories, and doing all these exercises and all the strenuous type of exercises that you do, and the cardio and everything. So no matter what, you're putting your body through a lot. So it's just a matter of making sure that you get the most you can during that time, and minimize the other stress levels for that, from other areas, which can be difficult. Some people, like, they have other, like, I have a career. I can't tell them like, okay, I'm going through this, don't give me stress.
That's true.
It's
true.
a job,
It's
you have to do what you have to do. It's just minimizing it and making sure you're aware of it, so that it's not worse than it should be.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's basically, I try to manage it as best as I can.
Best as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. This brings us to our next question. So yeah, you mentioned sleep, you mentioned all that stuff. So to you personally, what do you think is most important? Is it sleep? Is it nutrition? Or is it all strength training?
I believe all three are very important, but I know sleep. If you have the nutrition and the diet, I'm sorry, it's the same, nutrition and the training, but you don't have the sleep, you don't have anything. Because I know from experience that I've done all of that, and then my sleep is not good, and I even tell my coach, like, what's going on? And I have I just actually don't train, for a day or two, because he says, okay, stop. Like, even during prep, like, don't train for a couple of days. And I get the best sleep, and it's like reset automatically. My body looks like day and night. So yeah, sleep can make a huge difference. Yeah, but all three are important, obviously.
Very important.
Very.
Very important. But yeah, sleep, as you said, is to me, I think is one of the most important, if not the most important.
I agree. Yeah. Like I said, from experience, I agree, because I do the others. I'm good. I'm able to train hard. I'm able to follow my diet, because obviously that's important. If you can't follow your diet, you can't get you can't get as in good in good shape. You just can't. You can't get that. So, but if you don't have sleep, oh gosh,
A lot of people say, it's very, very easy to train. Oh, Anyone can do it. It's very easy. It's the most
Well, you see a
easiest,
lot of people training
right?
in the gym and they look the same year
The
after
same.
year.
Yeah, so
They don't change.
so yeah, it's the most easiest.
Yeah,
And followed by the next thing is followed by nutrition.
exactly.
Nutrition is very difficult,
It-
but if you get it down, you get it down. But the hardest one to
It's
me
sleep.
is I would say is sleep, because we all go through a lot in life.
Yeah.
For example, like your family,
Yeah.
like your full-time job.
Yep.
You
Full.
know,
Yeah.
it's sometimes it become a lot, and if you don't get the sleep you need, there's no way you're gonna make
No way.
any gains.
Exactly.
No way. Although you have the nutrition down,
Yeah.
you have the training down, there's no way.
Yep.
So yeah, so sleep is very important. Yeah, yep, yeah. So Blanca, thanks for sharing that. Now, would do you have anyone that you want to shout out to? I know you have your coach. I know you have your daughter who supports you everywhere you go. So yeah, just give them a shout out if you can.
Sure. I mean, I have a few people. Justin Harrell, he's been my trainer now, and he's the one that got me to become a pro. So I'm very thankful for him. He's great. He's very patient, and when I'm very impatient, and I want things done, or like I want changes yesterday. He's the one that pretty much helps me kind of like understand that it's gonna take some time, especially at the beginning of my program. Like I'm not losing as much. He's like, you're good. So he's there for me. My daughter, Adelie, and, she's always been there for me. She's very supportive. My son, too, Matthew, even though he doesn't travel as much with me, he's also getting into bodybuilding, and he's looking great. He actually wants to do a show, and he wants to, he wants to get into bodybuilding. He looks great. He works out every day. He's the one that's taking after me. He looks awesome. And my sister Christina, my mom Genoveva, and then also I have a trainer, Mike, who helps me too with pushing legs, because legs has always been the thing that I've always worked hard at. My lower body always looked didn't look as big as my upper body. My back and shoulders, I would say, are my good parts, and then of course traps, but I don't want traps. But yeah, Mike helps me push harder. So yeah, and overall my entire family is very supportive. Friends, just everyone around me. I'm very thankful. I have a lot of people that are there for me.
Yeah, that's good. So it's very good to have a supportive family, because in bodybuilding especially,
Yes.
you need that,
Oh yes.
Because then you travel a lot to shows, and you need that support, right? So I'm glad to hear that your family supports you very much.
Yeah, they've always been there for me with everything, and my mom and my dad both helped me out a lot when my kids were little, and that also helped me be able to train and compete. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to do it without them.
Yeah, nice. So we are almost about done with this podcast. Blanca, I want to thank you very much for coming. But before we leave, though, do you have any? Can you give us your top 3 advice for people or for athletes who want to pursue the IFBB route?
Well, not just the IFBB. If you want to do any type of bodybuilding show, you definitely have to have the discipline to be able to do the nutrition, the training, and the sleep. Because without discipline, you really don't have anything. Because motivation, it's not going to be there all the time. You may be motivated to do a show, but if you don't have the discipline, that the motivation is going to go away. The drive to be able to, continue even though you're not getting, or you don't think you're getting to the point where you need to be. And dedication to keep going, because it took me a while to get my card, and I never gave up. And the reason why I didn't is because I saw it, even though maybe my places didn't show, I was improving year after year, and I continued to do it even as I'm getting older, and I continue to be in the best shape of my life, and I continue to strive to be the best person I am in every single aspect of my life. So I would say those are the most important things to do. So just if in general, if you're looking for something like that, just make sure that you really want it and you're gonna work hard for it.
Yeah, nice. So you all heard what Blanca said. This is so the one of the top tips that she said was drive. So drive is a big factor in anything you do in life. And with bodybuilding especially, yeah, you need that. Because again, you don't really want to be dependent on motivation, because motivation isn't always there. So you have to have the drive, and by having the drive, you have to make sure that you working every day and taking notes and learning from your mistakes and all that stuff in order to create that kind of urge or drive for you to succeed in life. So, Blanca, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, all right, we're done. Our next podcast will be up shortly, maybe in a week or two. So check, stay tuned for that. I want to thank everyone for watching this podcast, and for everyone who wants to be a bodybuilder, either in the Natural Federation or in the IFBB Federation or in the NPC IFBB Federation. You have my social media handle over there. You have Blanca's social media handle over there. Get in contact with her, get in contact with me, and let's talk. Okay? All right then. Everyone, thank you very much and have a great day.